Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my little vlog. Just kind of do a little more frequent videos about my ALS journey. Nothing really that exciting, but I figured I'd share. So last week I had the thing where I finished my clinical drugs trial. I was so excited. I've been on it since December, giving myself every 2 weeks injections for 5 days. Low dose chemo. I was like, oh yes, I'm done. I was really happy. You know, for this drug trial, they don't give you a bell to ring like they do cancer patients, but if there was, I was going to ring it. And that evening, a very good friend of mine had given us tickets to see Never Forget Tibet, a documentary that was a one-day showing around the world of the Dalai Lama's journey from Tibet to India and his escape from the Chinese government and the takeover of Tibet. It was a beautiful movie, very profound, and a beautiful story to document. They started the movie with like some little short films beforehand. One was a grandmother from the 13 grandmothers. It's an organization that Indigenous grandmothers from here in North America to Africa to Polynesia, you know, just absolutely beautiful stories, and it was just very moving. And they had other ones from people and meditation experts. You know, I think they did probably film some of that stuff in Hawaii on an American llama, and it was really beautiful. So the movie happened and you got to see the history. There was an Austrian that actually documented some of Tibet and structures that are no longer there because of the Chinese occupation. But I think the one thing that really struck me is the Dalai Lama goes out to meet people when they get to India from Tibet. And there was a monk that's now in his 90s that because of the torture he has, he can't sit up straight. He hunches over like this. And he shared with the Dalai Lama that he was in danger when he was in Chinese occupation and interned. And the Dalai Lama thought, what? Were they going to kill you? What happened? And the monk shared with him that he was in danger because he was going to lose his compassion towards the Chinese and his torturers. He was going to lose compassion and forgiveness. That level of compassion. You know, I think compassion has been something that really spoke to me through my life. You know, self-compassion and compassion for others. And it's like one thing in life that I found that has taken like a brick off of my back is being compassionate. And in that, you know, I can tell you from my nursing career, I used to always tell people you have to fill your well of compassion before you can take care of others. I still believe that. I still believe, you know, that's filling your well of compassion, taking care of yourself, helps you be a part of your community, a part of your job, a part of your work, a part of your groups, your family. It's really important. You know, I know they're doing studies now about self-care. You know, people are saying, oh, the mindfulness or the self-care, it rings dry. I think that the self-care, you know, one thing, especially women, we've taken care of everyone else, but you have to take care of yourself, whether you're a man or a woman, before you can really take care of others. And I think having that basis, it helps you be able to be a part of community, a part of your family, a part of your friends, a part of the wider community that you're in. So compassion is a big thing for me. I thought that was wonderful. It was really nice. My husband went with me and told him, hey, see, this is what you're hearing me do all the time. You know, these chants and these things. And he's like, okay. It was lovely. We had a dinner afterwards. And, you know, shared some movie candy. It was nice. Then I had my clinic, ALS Clinic. So I went on Friday, had a negative PCR test, got to sit with a mask on around other people. One of the gentlemen that was there was someone that was in my ALS association group back when I first got diagnosed. I confirmed diagnosed October 4th of 2019, and we had events up until December of 2019 that I actually attended. Maybe January, I can't remember quite. And then the pandemic hit, so everything was virtual. It's not quite as regular as it was previous. Apparently that whole group has kind of gone into everything ALS, and I haven't attended all the meetings, so I will try to attend more everything ALS. I know they've had people reach out to me to do the voice banking and stuff, and life has gotten so busy sometimes, you know, I need to make time for things like that too. So got to talk to other people with ALS, and they noticed that I can still walk. They're like, oh, you're booking it. And that made me kind of laugh. You know, as somebody that used to regularly walk 12 miles a day. Yeah, I mean, I have always walked. It was my panacea to things, you know, if I got stressed, work it out. Walking meditations, you know, listening to music and walking. And being a nurse working in the med center, you know, 25 story building, a lot of walking. So my strides aren't the same. I probably walk better when I wear Doc Martens. I can still get my feet in them. I know at some point I'll have a hard time getting my feet into them, but that ankle support really does help. I had my cane. I do use my walker. Like this week I've been needing to use my walker. I'm not quite as steady on my feet as I was last week. And that invariably comes and goes with me right now. At least sometimes it gets better. You know, eventually it won't, but I'm realistic about that. But it struck me as, you know, finding the community and talking to people. And there's some really wonderful people. You know, you never really find people that are really horrid that have ALS or MND. You know, some people get stuck in the anger of having this disease. You know, I know that I've had issues where I get fearful. You know, the vulnerability, I've always been like uber independent. And this has been something to learn and have compassion with myself and for others, with me learning this to accept the help and to be vulnerable. So that's what I'm really, you know, in my stages of ALS right now is learning how to cope with being vulnerable. Yeah, most people probably already have that taken care of. It's been a learning curve for me. So I noticed that, you know, it seems like in realization of seeing people and talking with them, there's people that were diagnosed with ALS after I have that are more advanced in the ALS than I am. There's another person that I met that's also a YouTuber and a nurse had a situation where she got ill and is now trached. And her presentation of ALS is different than mine. It's such a variable disease of how two people will present with it. I'm a slow progressor. And in the middle of it, you know, I had my breathing tests and, you know, doctor's evaluation and social work and PTOT, dietitian, speech therapy. And my breathing tests were better. I mean, my breathing tests were better. I don't know if it is the pranayamas, the breathing, yogic breathing I do, or if this medicine has kind of caused a pause. I know that my constitution with like being able to do things has been extended. I have a little more endurance. I'm still walking, so that hasn't changed. But seeing that my breathing's better, and the trial had ended, you know, it was just that amount of weeks. One of the doctors that is over the study I've been in, it's an investigational drug study, peeked his head in and said that they're working on paperwork to get it extended. They had a wealthy donor that's willing to pay for it up for a year, but they're going to extend it by 2 months now. So I'll find out later this week if the approval has been gotten to take the medicine every 2 weeks. And it's injections, 2 injections the first day, and then 4 days of the low dose chemo. So we will see. I wasn't as excited. I mean, I'm still functional, so I still want to experience life right now. I still want to do some travel this summer since the pandemic has let up a little bit. Or, I have my 3 vaccines, and I was looking forward to getting my 4th, but if I'm on this chemo, it's not going to be a while before I can. So I was like, okay, there's some positive, right? Breathing's improved. Diaphragm is working. That's a good thing. When you have ALS or MND, that is a good thing. I found out over the weekend that my uncle, my second uncle, my dad, I have C9orf72, a genetic familial form of ALS MND. It's 10 to 12% of the ALS population or MND population is known genetic. A lot of sporadic people may have a genetic form that's just not known yet. It's a complex disease. They don't know exactly what part of the disease and the umbrella of diseases that fall under this moniker. Mine is known. Mine is like 60% of that genetic thing. So I was looking to see if I could find the doctor that poked in his head and said, hey, we're gonna extend you. And I'm like, okay. Had a talk last week or week before last at a medical conference, and I was looking to see if there's anything on YouTube, right? The all-encompassing YouTube. There's almost anything on this platform. But I didn't find that, but I found the study on the Tregs before this open drug study they're doing to try to expand the T regulatory cells that reduce inflammation, neuroinflammation in ALS, MND. So I found out the way they probably do studies is they get a slow progressor, which would be me. I'm one of the slow progressors, moderate progressors, and fast progressors. Now, so far in this, from what I've heard, I'm not licensed. I'm not a licensed nurse anymore. I'm definitely not a doctor, nor a researcher. So if you have any interest, definitely contact your healthcare team and talk to your neurologist and your researchers about anything about what I'm talking about. Because I can just tell you what I'm going through. I can't share what you should do or anything of that nature, okay? Just to be clear, okay? But anyways, so far, I'm holding steady, which is great. And if I had improvement in lung tissue, that's kind of amazing. I know they're trying to work with it and hopefully with ALS MND until they find a cure, which I believe is out there. I believe they will find effective treatment, if not curative medications for this disorder. It's gonna be there. All we have to do is push that paradigm shift, and me having an RNA toxic form of producing my defect in my chromosome 9 open reference frame 72 it causes toxic buildup of RNA. So these toxic proteins damage my neurological system. It can cause frontal lobe temporal dementia, which is what my dad had, or it can cause ALS, which myself and 2 of my uncles so far have had. I did have a great aunt that had Parkinson's, and apparently it can cause Parkinson's too. I'm the oldest grandchild on that side of the family, so I'm hoping by doing these studies and doing the research and being the bunny, I can prevent or help find treatment so that my children, my cousins, my granddaughter have effective treatment. I don't expect it's going to save my life. I don't expect it's going to stop my progression. Though right now I'm holding steady. What I would have before, might as well get the data in to show them, right? So I was kind of like a little bit until I found out that my uncle, who's my godfather, that has ALS, has shifted towards the dying portion of ALS. He's been on hospice and he's not doing well. And that just hit me hard. I mean, ugly crying. And it's not that you don't expect it. It's just that, you know, the pain it causes for my uncle's wife and for my cousins and for my father's siblings and my aunts and uncles. You know, it's an ugly disease. You know, it's kind of, I don't know, survivor's guilt. You know, I'm doing okay right now. I'm holding steady. And I see so many people with this disease having further problems. I know that that will be me in the future. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's just, you know, being okay. You know, I know that you don't know. I mean, there's events in our life we can't choose, right? Whether you get this disease. I mean, I wasn't looking for it. You know, I didn't think I'd get it. You know, I thought when I did that great thing of getting my ancestry DNA and doing promethesis like the mathematician. And I remember reading something, you know, potential for ALS, and I thought, oh, ha, 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 I'd win the lottery better. That's before other family members were diagnosed with it. Nope. Yeah, I got it. So, still walking. I'm having a little more trouble this week. I don't know how much it is, you know, grief for my family. I'm still processing my mom, but I'm doing okay with that. I mean, people die. I had a lot of therapy before my mom died, and she had a peaceful death. It's almost, we're getting towards 5 weeks, towards 6 weeks after my mom passed away. So I'm doing okay with that. It's just sad to have my uncle die. And I wish that in my family, we wouldn't have multiple deaths around the same time. That's what's hard to deal with. But it seems like it comes in threes. My best friend lost her dog, her poor puppy got run over. So if that's 3 with my uncle coming, I'll be okay. It's just hard. And it's hard for family members to go through that. And my heart goes out to them. And my heart goes out to anyone that's actually dealing with this and is getting towards the latter part of it. You know, there's so many warriors that have ALS and MND. And, you know, I appreciate you guys watching this. You know, some of you that have it and some of you that don't, some of you that have family members with it. You know, it's a hard thing to discuss. You know, it's a ugly, ugly neurological disease. And there is hope, but there is heartache with it. Yeah. So yeah, man, I seem like a Debbie Downer, don't I? No, I'm sorry. It's just, you know, when I have this stuff happen, you know, and someone dies, it seems like, you know, who's the next one in my family? I hope that doesn't happen with me. When I go, I hope there's many years before someone else goes. And it doesn't look like I'm going anytime soon. So I got this. I'll find out hopefully tomorrow. I get a call whether the FDA approved it. Go back and get some shots. Definitely, you know, any complaints I had about them is gone now because I've got family members I've got to watch out for to help. I mean, if this is working, got to help prove it works. And hopefully other things are found. So, got to be the bunny. Might as well use it. I mean, you get something like this, you know, I can have a pity party in the corner, or I could stand up and fight. Yeah, I'm gonna fight, and I'm going to put my blood and guts and everything else I can do towards it. So, I don't know, but so the rest next month, see if my daughter decides not to go to Las Vegas, I don't get to watch my grandbaby, I'll go to see the Dave Matthews Band. I love the Dave Matthews Band. I love all sorts of music. But then I'm going to go to my cousin's wedding in New Mexico. I talked to her the other day. That was so awesome. It's going to be outdoors and absolutely beautiful. I'm excited about going to New Mexico. My big thing is, besides enjoying and celebrating my cousin getting married and her husband and the family that gathers and her little family that she's built, Also get one of those chili pepper porch decorations. I guess they put a chili pepper in the spring. I think they used to use the chili peppers, just dry them out and use them in food. And I just like the look of it. So I ordered one on Etsy one time and it was like this big. I want the big ones. I remember seeing when I was a little girl. And then later this summer, I'm going to go visit my sister in her house in St. George, Utah, and get to I think she's my third oldest niece. With my nieces and nephews, I've tried to take them to their first concerts. So she loves K-pop. Really cute. She's such a sweet young lady. But her favorite K-pop band is playing in Los Angeles. So I'm going to take her. And a very good friend of mine lives in Los Angeles, the one I do a lot of my meditations with in this Recovery Dharma group for families. So hopefully we get to have a board meeting and just go experience and see friends and see all the little K-pop bands. I mean, yeah, it's, cute music, but and my niece, how excited she is. But I have to say, the little K-pop people during the riots and during the Orange Man presidency, little kids were out there saying things and being good members of society and outreaching and doing little white hat things. So I have no problem supporting them. And at least, with K-pop, for kids, I mean, I would have a hard time if it was she wanted to see a rap artist. But, and rap is good. I know people like it. It's just not my thing. So cute little clean K-pop. Hey, I'll do it. It'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's kind of one of those things. It's like, yes, I will do this study, but I still want to do things in life too while I can still work and I can still move and I can still do things. Well, not work. I can't professionally be a nurse. I don't have the stamina for it. I do have a little more stamina with being on the meds, but not enough to be on my feet for 8 to 12 hours. I don't think I could do that. So we're going to do that. I was thinking about doing I'm a meditation facilitator too. And I was thinking about it, it's like putting stuff out. I tend to like bring up people's deep things. So I'm thinking about maybe later, I've got to get time to actually make and do videos for that. But I'm thinking about maybe doing a Patreon for that. Not, for anything large amounts of money, but just, so it is, you agree you're over a certain age and blah, 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 this disclaimers. It's a complement to any health or mental health treatment you have. It's not a replacement of and such. I know that on this platform you can find a lot of people that meditate and people find a lot of help and things like the Insight Timer. My friend wants me to get on Insight, so I'm thinking I have to write down more of my scripts before I do that. So I'm going to just grow that and see how that goes. So that's good, right? I don't know. So nothing that exciting, I know, and there's some sad stuff. It's part of life. It's like, grief is a part of life. Grief is part of love. And when you have a whole, life grows around it. And honor and celebrate the people that are in your life, because at some point they may not be. And when that happens, that's okay, I know when I get to be more advanced in the disease, I'm not going to be tricked. I'm not going to have a feeding tube. I'm going to let nature go the way it goes. And that sounds hard, right? It's my choice. And I might change my idea when I get closer to it, but we'll see. So I'm going to enjoy while I still can. I hope you enjoy while you still can. Work on being compassionate towards yourself and for others. Feel your well of compassion. There's a lot of ways, and everyone has their own way that they feel it. Whether they pray, they meditate, they think, they have community. But the one thing about taking care of yourself is that for yourself is to be able to also be present in life for others. It's the community, whether it's your family, your friend group, neighbors, work, other groups that you're in, it works well. So the self-care works with also being part of a community. So thank you so much for those of you that watch these videos and like and subscribe, make comments. We're creating a little community here. And thank you for all you do for watching me. I appreciate it. All right. Well, take care and find that beauty in today. And find something or someone, whether it's you to be compassionate towards, forgive yourself for whatever, or someone else for whatever. One thing if you're not feeling good or you're having a sad time, it's going to change. Nothing's permanent. And, in some ways that's good. Well, you guys take care, find the beauty, and thank you so much for watching. I'll be back later. Bye. And hopefully I'll be more happy things, okay? All right. Take care. Bye.